Hannah Lee sat in the detention room and stared at the clock on the wall. The second hand moved slowly, like it was mocking her. Outside the window, other students walked across the campus, laughing and talking. They looked so carefree, so normal. She wondered if she would ever feel that way again. Mr. Kwan stood at the front of the room with his arms crossed. He was a good teacher. Everyone said so. Patient and kind. But right now, he looked disappointed. "This is the third time this month, Hannah," he said softly. "What's going on with you? You used to be such a good student." Hannah said nothing. What could she say? That she fell asleep in class because the nightmares kept her awake. That she couldn't focus on math problems when her brain was still calculating firing trajectories? That the school bell sounded too much like combat alarms? "I'm sorry," she finally said. It was easier than the truth. Mr. Kwan sighed. "Sorry isn't enough anymore. Principal Choi wants to see you tomorrow morning. This can't continue." When detention ended, Hannah walked home alone. She used to walk with her best friend Yuna, but that felt like a lifetime ago. Yuna had stopped calling 6 months ago. Around the time Hannah started acting weird. That's what everyone thought. Weird, distant, troubled. Nobody knew the truth. At home, Hannah's mother was cooking dinner. The smell of kimchi stew filled the small apartment. It should have been comforting, but Hannah's stomach was tight with anxiety. How was school? Her mother asked without turning around. Fine. Hannah lied. Her father sat in the living room watching the news. A reporter was talking about the new space station expansion. Something about international cooperation and satellite defense systems. Hannah's hand tightened on her backpack strap. If only they knew what those defense systems really defended against. After a quiet dinner where her parents exchanged worried glances, Hannah went to her room. She pulled a small black device from under her mattress. It looked like an old phone, but the screen showed symbols that no civilian would recognize. Military code. A COM device they had given her when she left the program. There was a message waiting. "Oracle, this is command. Priority alert. The Crow are returning. Diplomatic envoy arriving in 3 days. Your presence requested. Respond for coordinates." Hannah's heart pounded. The Crow. She thought she was done with them. She thought the war was over. She typed back, received. Will attend. Then she hid the device again and lay on her bed, staring at the ceiling. 2 worlds. 2 lives. And she was trapped between them. The next morning, Hannah sat outside Principal Choi's office. Taiho, the class president, walked past and stopped. He was one of those naturally good students. Perfect grades, perfect attendance, perfect everything. "Hey, Hannah," he said carefully. "Are you okay? If you need help with anything, I'm fine." Hannah cut him off. Taiho looked hurt, but nodded and walked away. Hannah felt bad, but she couldn't explain. How could someone like Taiho understand? He probably never had a problem in his life. Principal Choi called her in. The office was neat and organized, with certificates on the walls and a plant on the desk. Everything proper and orderly. Everything the opposite of what Hannah had lived through. "Hannah, I've been reviewing your record," Principal Choi began. She was a stern woman but fair. "You were an excellent student before you left for that government program last year. Since you came back, your grades have dropped, you've missed classes, and you've been disrespectful to teachers." Hannah wanted to laugh. Disrespectful. They had no idea what real disrespect looked like. They had never seen the Krell tear through a colony station, killing everything in their path. "I'm giving you one final chance," Principal Choi continued. "One more incident, and you will be expelled. Do you understand?" "Yes, ma'am," Hannah said. "I hope so." "You're 17, Hannah. Your future depends on finishing school. Whatever you're dealing with, you need to handle it. If only it were that simple. During lunch, Hana sat alone in the cafeteria. She used to sit with Yuna and their other friends. Now, she sat at the corner table, picking at her food. Across the room, she saw Yuna laughing with their old group. It hurt, but Hana understood. She had changed. She wasn't the same girl who left for that special program. A tray suddenly appeared across from her. Taiho sat down with a friendly smile. "Mind if I sit?" he asked, though he was already sitting. "Free country," Hana muttered. "Look, I know we're not close, but everyone's worried about you," Taiho said. "You seem really stressed. If there's anything I can do to help." "You can't help me," Hana said firmly. "Nobody can." "Try me," Taiho insisted. "What happened at that government program?" "My cousin went to something similar, a science camp. He said it was amazing." Hana almost laughed. A science camp, sure. If science camp included learning to fire plasma weapons and watching your friends die in space. "It was educational," she said flatly. Taiho frowned. "You're not going to tell me, are you?" "No." He stood up, looking frustrated but not angry. "Okay, but the offer stands. If you ever want to talk, I'm here." After he left, Hana felt a strange emotion. Guilt, maybe. Taiho was just trying to be nice. But how could she tell him the truth? That while he was studying for exams and going to school festivals, she was fighting aliens in the cold darkness of space. That evening, Hana met Colonel Bora Nam at a quiet park near the river. Bora was in civilian clothes, but she still carried herself like a soldier. She had been Hana's commander's superior officer and had personally overseen the Youth Defense Initiative. "How are you holding up?" Bora asked. "I'm getting expelled," Hana said bluntly. Bora winced. "I'm sorry. Reintegration is always the hardest part. Why are the Krell coming here? I thought we won." "We did," Bora said. "They want peace. A treaty. The war is officially over. Then why do you need us?" "Because the world doesn't know about the war," Bora explained. "Not the real war. Not what you kids did. The government wants to keep it classified. But there will be a ceremony, a recognition event. We need you there. So we save humanity, but nobody can know about it?" Hana felt anger rising in her chest. "I know it's not fair," Bora said quietly. "But that's the reality. Can you come?" Hana thought about her squad, about Jinho's leadership, about Day's terrible jokes, about Mina's flying skills, about Hyan's sacrifice. "I'll be there," she said. Walking home, Hana felt the weight of both worlds crushing her. At school, she was a problem student heading toward expulsion. In space, she was Oracle, the tactical genius who saved hundreds of lives. But neither world felt like home anymore. When she got to her apartment, her mother was waiting with a serious expression. "The school called," she said. "They're very concerned about you. Your father and I are worried too." "What happened to you, Hana? You used to be so bright and happy." Hana wanted to scream. She wanted to tell her mother everything, but the words stuck in her throat. "I'm just tired, Mom," she said. "Tired of what?" "Tired of pretending. Tired of being two different people. Tired of carrying memories that nobody else could understand. Just tired." Hana repeated and went to her room. She lay in bed that night, unable to sleep. In 3 days, she would see her squad again. In 3 days, she would face the Krell. But before that, she had to survive high school. It seemed like the harder battle. The memory hit Hana during history class. One moment she was staring at her textbook, and the next she was back on Space Station Olympus. 8 months in the past. She had been scared when the military transport ship brought her to the station. 50 teenagers from around the world, all looking confused and nervous. They had been told they were special, that Earth needed them. But nobody explained why until Commander Jinho Park gathered them in the briefing room. Jinho was only 19, but he looked older. His eyes had a hardness that came from seeing too much. He stood at the front of the room and didn't waste time. "Earth is at war," he said simply. "An alien species called the Krell invaded our outer colonies 6 months ago. They're winning. We've lost Mars Station 3, Europa Base, and Titan's Gate. Thousands are dead." The room erupted in shocked voices. Hannah remembered her hands shaking. Aliens were real. And they were killing people. Why hasn't anyone told the public? Someone asked. "Panic," Jinho said. "The governments agreed to keep it quiet while we find a solution. That solution is you." He explained the science. The Krell had technology that humans couldn't match, but they left behind wreckage. Scientists reverse-engineered some of their systems, especially their neural interface technology. The problem was that adult brains couldn't adapt to it. Only teenage brains had the plasticity to bond with the alien tech. "You will be trained as soldiers," Jinho continued. "You will pilot ships, fire weapons, and fight to protect humanity. This is voluntary. Anyone who wants to leave can. But understand this. If you leave, you can never speak of what you learned here." Nobody left. Hannah remembered that clearly. 50 teenagers and not one of them walked away. "Hannah? Hannah!" She blinked. The history teacher was staring at her with concern. The whole class was looking. "Are you feeling all right?" The teacher asked. "You went very pale." "I'm fine," Hannah mumbled. "Just tired." But she wasn't fine. The memories were getting stronger. At lunch, sitting alone again, she couldn't stop thinking about her squad. Her team had been 5 people. Commander Jinho was their leader, calm and strategic. Dae-Kim was 18 and loved weapons. He could take apart a plasma rifle blindfolded. Mina Cho was 17 like Hannah, but she was a natural pilot. She could fly anything. And then there was Hyan Song, only 16, the youngest of them all. He was quiet but brilliant with computers. They trained for 3 weeks. Physical conditioning, weapons practice, tactical simulations. The neural interface was painful at first. They had to wear headsets that connected directly to their brains, letting them control alien technology with their thoughts. Many teenagers got sick. Some quit. But Hannah's squad pushed through. Their first real mission came fast. Too Fast. Europa was a mining colony on Jupiter's moon. 200 civilians worked there, drilling for resources. The Krell attacked without warning. The station sent a distress signal, and Hannah's squad was deployed. She remembered the fear. The transport ship dropped them near the colony, and they could see Krell fighters swarming like insects. The Krell themselves looked like a nightmare. Big as horses with 6 legs and armor-plated bodies. Their heads were triangular with too many eyes. They carried weapons that grew from their own bodies, organic and mechanical mixed together. "Stay tight," Jinho ordered through their coms. "Dae, take high position. Mina, cover our flanks. Hyan, get into their systems and jam their communications. Hannah, watch our backs." The battle was chaos. Plasma fire lit up the dark. The Krell moved fast, climbing walls and ceilings. Hannah fired her rifle, trying not to think about what she was doing. Killing. She was killing living things, but then she saw something. A pattern in how the Krell moved. They weren't random. They had a strategy, flowing like water around obstacles. And she could predict it. "Jinho, they're going to flank left in 10 seconds, she said urgently. "How do you know?" "I just do. Trust me." Jinho trusted her. They repositioned, and exactly 10 seconds later, 3 Krell soldiers appeared from the left corridor. They were ready. The ambush failed. It happened again, and again during that mission. Hannah could see what the Krell would do before they did it. Not perfectly, but enough. They saved the Europa colony that day. though 12 miners died before they arrived. When they got back to Olympus, Jinho gave her a new call sign, Oracle, because she could see the future of the battlefield. Hana, you need to eat something. She looked up. Taiho was standing at her table again with that concerned expression. I'm not hungry, she said. You haven't eaten in 2 days, Taiho said. I've been watching. That's not healthy. Why do you care? The words came out harsher than she intended. Taiho sat down anyway. Because you're a person. Because you're clearly struggling with something. Because it's the right thing to do. Hana felt tears threatening. When was the last time someone just cared without wanting something? Thank you, she whispered. They sat in silence for a moment. Then Taiho said, my older brother had PTSD after military service. He got help, and he's better now. I don't know what happened at your program, but if you need help, I can't talk about it, Hana interrupted. It's classified. Taiho's eyes widened. Classified? What kind of government program? The bell rang, cutting him off. Hana grabbed her bag and left quickly. She had said too much. That night, the nightmares came again. She dreamed of the Battle of Titan's Gate, the worst fight of the war. The Krell had sent their entire fleet to take Saturn's moon. If they succeeded, they would control the outer solar system. Every available human ship fought that day. Hana's squad was on the station itself, defending the control center. The Krell came in waves. Hundreds of them. The station shook with explosions. Smoke filled the corridors. People screamed. Mina's voice crackled over the comm. I've got 6 fighters on my tail. Can't shake them. Hold on, I'm coming. That was Day, always ready to help. Hyan was hacking their systems, making Krell weapons malfunction. I can give you 30 seconds of confusion. Make it count. And Hana was directing everyone, calling out enemy positions before they appeared. 3 soldiers coming through the East Passage. Jinho, they're trying to circle behind you. Mina, break left in 543. They held the line. Barely. When it was over, the station was a wreck. But humanity won. The Krell fleet retreated. Jinho put a hand on Hana's shoulder. 37 confirmed saves today, Oracle. You kept us all alive. But not everyone. Not everyone. Station security lost 20 people. Medical staff lost 8. Civilian engineers lost 5. Hana learned that day that winning still meant losing. She woke up sweating, her sheets tangled around her. The clock said 3 in the morning. She wouldn't sleep again tonight. At school the next day, she was a zombie. Her eyes burned. Her head ached. In English class, she fell asleep at her desk. The teacher woke her up with a sharp tap. Detention, Hana, the teacher said tiredly. Again. At lunch, Yuna walked past her table. Their eyes met for a moment. Yuna looked like she wanted to say something, but then she kept walking. That hurt more than Hana expected. The memories kept coming all day. She remembered Day's laugh when he successfully modified a Krell weapon to work for humans. She remembered Mina singing while she flew, some old pop song from years ago. She remembered Hyan's shy smile when he figured out how to decode Krell communications. She remembered the good times between battles, playing cards in the crew quarters, sharing stories about home, making jokes about the terrible food. They had been a family. After school, Hana walked to the park and sat on a bench. The late afternoon sun was warm. Normal people walked by with normal problems. Going to work, meeting friends, living life. Her comm device buzzed. A message from Mina. Oracle, you coming to the ceremony? Need to see you. Been too long. Hana typed back. I'll be there. How are you? Struggling. You? Same. At least we're struggling together. Hana smiled sadly. That was something. They understood each other in a way nobody else could. Tomorrow she would go back to school and pretend to be normal. She would sit in classes and do homework and follow rules. She would be Hannah Lee, the troubled student. But in 3 days, she would be Oracle again. She would see her squad. She would face the Krell. She just had to survive until then. The coffee shop was quiet at 7 in the morning. Hannah sat in a corner booth, wearing a hoodie with the hood up. She checked her watch. Colonel Bora was late. She should be at school right now. First period started in 20 minutes. But this meeting was more important. The Krell were coming today. Bora walked in wearing civilian clothes, a long coat, and jeans. She sat down across from Hannah and ordered coffee from the waitress. "Sorry I'm late," Bora said. Security briefing ran long. "What's happening?" Hannah asked directly. "Why are the Krell really here?" Bora leaned forward and spoke quietly. "They want peace. A formal treaty. The war cost them heavily too. They lost ships, soldiers, resources. According to their ambassador's message, they respect humanity now. They want to negotiate trade and boundaries. And you trust them?" "No," Bora admitted. "But we're not in a position to refuse. If they wanted to attack, they could. This is our chance to end the war properly. That's why we need you and the others at the ceremony. Show them we're united." Hannah stirred her coffee slowly. "What happens after? Do we just go back to normal life?" "That's up to you. The program is offering positions. Training the next generation, research, strategic planning. You have options. But first, I need to finish high school without getting expelled," Hannah said bitterly. Bora looked sympathetic. "I know it's hard. But you're strong, Hannah. You'll get through this." After Bora left, Hannah stayed in the coffee shop too long. When she finally got to school, second period was already starting. She walked through the hallway, and there was Taiho. He stopped when he saw her. His expression shifted from surprise to concern to something else. Disappointment, maybe? "Where were you?" he asked. "First period." "You missed it again." "I had something to do," Hannah said. "Something more important than school?" Taiho's voice was gentle but firm. "Hannah, I want to help you. But you have to help yourself too." "You don't understand," Hannah said, starting to walk past him. "Then explain it to me," Taiho said, louder than he meant to. Students in the hallway turned to look. He lowered his voice. "I saw you leaving a coffee shop downtown with a woman. During school hours. What's going on?" Hannah's blood went cold. He had followed her. No, probably just coincidence. But now he had seen her with Bora. "It's none of your business," she said. "It is my business when you're ruining your future," Taiho said, frustrated. "As class president, I'm supposed to look out for everyone. That includes you. I don't need you to look out for me." Hannah snapped and walked away, but the damage was done. Taiho, being the responsible student he was, reported what he saw to the principal. He didn't do it to hurt Hannah. He genuinely thought she was in trouble, maybe with bad influences. By lunchtime, Hannah was called to Principal Choi's office again. "I'm very disappointed," Principal Choi said. "Skipping class, meeting unknown people during school hours. This is exactly what I warned you about." "It's not what you think," Hannah tried to explain. "Then what is it?" "Help me understand." But Hannah couldn't explain. The classification was absolute. She sat in silence. "I'm calling your parents," Principal Choi said. "We need to have a serious discussion about your future here." That evening was terrible. Hannah's parents sat in the living room with faces full of shame and confusion. Her father kept asking what had gone wrong. Her mother cried silently. They had always been so proud of their daughter. Now, they didn't know who she was. "That government program changed you," her father said. "What did they do to you there?" "They taught us science," Hannah said, using the official cover story. "Advanced technology. Space systems. Then why are you acting like this? Her mother asked through tears. Why are you throwing your life away? I'm not, Hana started. You are, her father said. Skipping school. Meeting strangers. The principal says you might be expelled. Is that what you want? No, it wasn't what she wanted. But how could she tell them the truth? That their daughter had killed to protect them? That she had seen friends die? That she woke up every night remembering the screams of people she couldn't save? I'm sorry, was all she could say. The next day at school felt even worse. Yuna and her friends whispered when Hana walked by. Taiho avoided looking at her, clearly feeling guilty about reporting her. Teachers treated her like she was already gone. During assembly, the whole school gathered in the auditorium. Principal Choi gave a speech about responsibility and community, about how every student represented the school, about doing the right thing. Hana sat in the back row, barely listening. Then the lights dimmed and a video started playing on the large screen. It was a news report from the national broadcaster. Tomorrow's historic ceremony at the UN space station will mark a new era for humanity, the reporter said. Government officials and military personnel will meet with representatives from an alien species called the Krull to sign a peaceful treaty. The defense of Earth during the conflict was successful, thanks to our brave military forces. The video showed footage of space battles, ships firing, explosions in the darkness. But it was edited to look like adult soldiers did everything. Professional military. No mention of the teenagers who actually fought. Hana's hands clenched into fists. Military forces. Brave military. They meant the regular army that came in after the Youth Defense Initiative broke the Krull's advance. The adults who got the medals while the real heroes stayed classified. This represents humanity's first contact with alien life, the reporter continued. And it's a testament to our united strength and courage. Something inside Hana snapped. She stood up in the middle of the assembly. Students around her stared. On stage, Principal Choi stopped talking. That's a lie, Hana said loudly. Her voice carried in the quiet auditorium. Excuse me? Principal Choi looked shocked. The military didn't save Earth, Hana said, her voice shaking with emotion. Teenagers did. Kids who were trained to use alien technology because adult brains couldn't handle it. 50 us. 37 died. And nobody knows. Nobody even knows their names. The auditorium was completely silent now. Hundreds of students and teachers stared at her. Hana, sit down, Principal Choi said firmly. This is not appropriate. My friend Hyam was 16. Hana continued, tears streaming down her face now. He died destroying a Krell mothership. Mina Cho flew suicide missions to save colonies. Dae Kim fought until his hands bled. Commander Jinho led us through hell. And the world thinks the military did it all. Mr. Kwan was moving toward her down the aisle. Hana, please, I fought. Hana shouted. I killed. I watched people die. And now I'm supposed to sit in detention and do homework like none of it matters. Hana, you need to calm down, Mr. Kwan said gently, reaching her. You're not well. I'm not crazy, Hana said desperately. Everything I'm saying is true. I'm Oracle. I fought in the Battle of Titan's Gate. I saved the Europa colony. I have medals I can't even show anyone. But she could see it in their faces. They thought she was having a breakdown. They thought she was mentally ill. Principal Choi spoke into her microphone. Students, please remain calm. Mr. Kwan, please escort Hana to the nurse's office. No. Hana pulled away from Mr. Kwan. I'm telling the truth. Call Colonel Boranam. Check the classified files. I'm not making this up. But security guards were coming now. Hana ran. She ran out of the auditorium, down the hallway, out of the school building. She ran until her lungs burned and her legs ached. She ran until she found herself at the park by the river, collapsed on a bench, sobbing. Her phone rang. It was her mother. Hannah didn't answer. It rang again. Her father. She let it ring. Then her comm device buzzed. A message from Bora. I heard what happened. Stay where you are. I'm coming to get you. 20 minutes later, Bora arrived. She sat next to Hannah on the bench without saying anything at first. Then she put a hand on Hannah's shoulder. I'm sorry, Bora said. I'm so sorry this happened to you. To all of you. You deserved better. They think I'm crazy, Hannah whispered. I know, but you're not. You're a hero who saved humanity. And it's time the world knew that. Declassification. I'm going to declassify your service record, Bora said firmly. Not everything, but enough. Your school, your parents, they deserve to know the truth. You deserve to be recognized. You'll get in trouble, Hannah said. I don't care. This has gone on long enough. You kids gave everything, and you got nothing back. That changes now. Bora stood up. Come on, we're going back to your school. And we're going to set the record straight. Hannah looked up at her. What if they don't believe you either? They will, Bora said. I have documentation, proof, evidence, and I have the authority to declassify it. By the end of today, everyone will know what you did. Hannah stood up slowly. Her legs felt weak. Her head hurt. But for the first time in months, she felt something like hope. Okay, she said. Let's go. They walked back to the school together. Hannah didn't know what would happen next, but at least she wouldn't be alone. Principal Choi's office had never felt so small. Hannah sat between Colonel Bora and her parents. Across the desk, Principal Choi looked confused and overwhelmed. Mr. Kwan stood by the door, equally bewildered. I need to see identification, Principal Choi said for the third time. Bora calmly placed her military ID on the desk. Then a security clearance card. Then an official letter with government seals. I am Colonel Bora Nam, Special Operations Command. Everything Hannah told you is true. She served in a classified defense program for 8 months. I'm here to provide proof. Hannah's mother grabbed her hand tightly. Her father looked pale. They still didn't fully understand what was happening. Bora opened a tablet and turned it toward Principal Choi. I've received authorization to declassify portions of Hannah's service record. This is highly unusual, but the circumstances require it. On the screen, documents appeared. Official military forms with Hannah's name. Mission reports. Combat logs. Photos of Hannah in military gear aboard a space station. Principal Choi's eyes went wide. This is real? All of this? Completely real, Bora confirmed. Hannah Lee served in a youth defense initiative. She participated in 37 combat missions against an alien species called the Krell. She received 12 medals for valor, all of which remain classified. She's credited with saving over 200 civilian lives through her tactical predictions. Hannah's mother made a small sound. Her father put his arm around her. But she was 16, Principal Choi said weakly. How could you send children to fight? Because we had no choice, Bora said quietly. The Krell technology required neural interfaces that only teenage brains could adapt to. We recruited volunteers from around the world. 50 teenagers. They saved humanity, but 37 of them died doing it. The room fell silent. Mr. Kwan looked at Hannah with new eyes, seeing her differently now. Not a troubled student, but a soldier. A veteran. The program was completely classified, Bora continued. The public doesn't know about the real war. These kids came home to nothing. No recognition. No support. Just orders to readjust to normal life. That's why Hannah has been struggling. My daughter, Hana's mother whispered. My baby was in the war? Mom, Hana said softly. I wanted to tell you, but I couldn't. Her mother pulled her into a tight hug, crying. Her father joined them, wrapping his arms around both of them. We're so sorry, he said. We didn't know. We thought you were just being difficult. Principal Choi stood up slowly. This changes everything. Hana, I owe you an apology. We all do. I just want to finish school, Hana said, her voice muffled against her mother's shoulder. You will, Principal Choi said firmly. And we'll provide whatever support you need. Counseling. Extended deadlines. Whatever helps. Bora nodded. The military has therapists who specialize in helping young veterans. I can arrange for Hana to see one. That afternoon, Principal Choi called a special assembly. The entire school gathered again, confused about why they were back in the auditorium. Rumors had spread fast after Hana's outburst that morning. She totally lost it, someone whispered behind. Hana, I heard she's going to a psychiatric hospital, another voice said. Hana sat with her parents this time. Taiho kept glancing back at her from several rows ahead. Looking guilty and worried, Principal Choi took the stage with Colonel Bora beside her in full military uniform now. The sight of a colonel at school made everyone go quiet. Students and staff, Principal Choi began. This morning, one of our students, Hana Lee, made some claims that seemed unbelievable. I'm here to tell you that everything she said was true. Shocked murmurs filled the auditorium. Last year, Hana participated in a classified government defense program. Due to extraordinary circumstances, I've been authorized to share limited information with you. Hana served her country in a combat role. She fought to protect Earth from a genuine threat. And she did so with incredible bravery. Colonel Bora stepped forward. I cannot share all the details, as much of the operation remains classified. But I can tell you this. Hana Lee is a hero. She saved lives. She made impossible decisions. And she did it while most of you were worried about homework and dating. Some students laughed nervously at that. Others looked stunned. Hana returned to normal life with no recognition, no support system, and orders to pretend nothing happened, Bora continued. That was wrong. These young people deserved better. So on behalf of the military and the government, I want to publicly apologize to Hana, and I want to thank her for her service. The auditorium erupted in applause. It started slow, but built quickly. Students stood up. Teachers joined in. Even people who had whispered about Hana that morning were clapping. Hana felt tears running down her face again, but different tears this time. Her mother squeezed her hand. Her father smiled at her with pride. Furthermore, Principal Choi announced, all disciplinary actions against Hana are being removed from her record. She will graduate with her class, and we will provide any support she needs to succeed. More applause. Yuna was standing several rows away, clapping hard with tears in her eyes. She caught Hana's gaze and mouthed, I'm sorry. After the assembly ended, things changed fast. Students approached Hana cautiously, not sure what to say. Some thanked her. Others asked questions she couldn't answer due to classification. A few just wanted to shake her hand. Taiho waited until most people had left. He walked up to Hana with his head down. I'm so sorry. I thought I was helping by reporting you. I had no idea. It's okay, Hana interrupted. You were trying to do the right thing. How could you know? I should have trusted you, Taiho said. Will you forgive me? Already done, Hana said. She meant it. Yuna approached next, nervous. Hana, I'm the worst friend in the world. When you came back different, I just avoided you instead of trying to help. I'm so sorry. You didn't know, Hana said. But I should have been there anyway, Yuna said. That's what friends do. Can we start over? Hana hugged her. It felt good to have her friend back. Over the next 2 days, life settled into a new rhythm. Word spread beyond the school. Local news picked up the story, though most details stayed classified. The headline read, "Local student served in secret defense program." Teachers treated Hana with respect now, giving her extensions on assignments without her even asking. Students who had ignored her wanted to be her friend. It was overwhelming, but better than before. Colonel Bora visited again with documents for Hana to sign. "The ceremony is tomorrow. The Krell delegation arrives in the morning. Are you ready?" "I think so," Hana said. "Are Jinho, Day, and Mina coming?" "Everyone who survived is coming. It'll be good to see them. What about the others?" Hana asked quietly. "The ones who didn't make it?" "There will be a memorial. Their names will be announced. Finally, people will know what they did." That night, Hana couldn't sleep, but for different reasons than before. Tomorrow she would see her squad again. Tomorrow she would face the Krell as Oracle one last time. Her mother knocked softly and came in. "Can't sleep?" "Too much to think about," Hana admitted. Her mother sat on the bed. "I wish I could have protected you." "That's a mother's job." "But you protected me instead. You protected everyone. I'm sorry I couldn't tell you." "Don't be sorry. Be proud. I'm proud of you. Your father is too." They sat together in comfortable silence. Finally, Hana's mother said, "After tomorrow, what happens? Do you go back to fighting?" "No," Hana said. "The war is over. I'll finish school. Maybe help train others. Live a normal life. Is that what you want?" "Normal?" Hana thought about it. "I don't know what normal is anymore, but I want to try." The next morning, Hana put on the military dress uniform that Bora had brought. Dark blue with silver buttons. Her medals were pinned to the chest, no longer hidden. Her parents took photos, smiling and crying at the same time. Taiho and Yuna came by to see her off. "You look amazing," Yuna said. "Like a real soldier," Taiho added with admiration. A military car arrived to take her to the shuttle launch site. As she got in, Hana looked back at her apartment building, her room window, her neighborhood. This was home. This was what she had fought for. The driver was young, maybe early 20s. "It's an honor to drive you, Oracle," he said. Hana smiled. "Just Hana is fine. I read your service record," he continued. "The parts they declassified. 37 missions at 17 years old. That's incredible." "I had a good team," Hana said simply. The shuttle launch facility was crowded with media and military personnel. Bora met her at the entrance. "Ready?" "Ready," Hana confirmed. They walked through security together. Soon she would be in space again. Soon she would see her squad. Soon she would face the Crow. But this time, she wasn't just Oracle, a tactical genius. She was Hana Lee, the girl who survived war in high school. And that was enough. The shuttle ride to the UN space station took 3 hours. Hana watched Earth shrink behind them through the small window. Blue and white and beautiful. Worth fighting for. Worth saving. She wasn't alone on the shuttle. 2 other teenagers in military uniforms sat nearby. One was a boy about her age with dark circles under his eyes. The other was a girl who kept tapping her foot nervously. They all wore the same medals. They all had the same look in their eyes. "First time back in space?" The boy asked Hana. "Yeah, you?" "Same. I'm Quan. I was with Delta Squad. Hana, Alpha Squad." "Oracle?" His eyes widened. "I heard about you. They say you could predict Krell movements." "Sometimes," Hana said modestly. "Not always." The girl leaned over. "I'm Sumi, Gamma Squad. I flew bombers." She looked at Hana. "Did you have trouble adjusting too?" "Back home?" "Yeah," Hana admitted. "Really bad." "Me too," Sumi said quietly. "I almost didn't come today. couldn't face the memories. But you did come, Hana said. That takes courage. So did you. They sat together in understanding silence. Words weren't always necessary between people who had been through the same hell. The space station appeared ahead, massive and gleaming. The shuttle docked with a soft thump. When the doors opened, Colonel Bora was waiting with other military officers. Welcome back, Bora said. Your squad members are already here, Hana. They're in the observation deck. Hana's heart raced as she followed Bora through the station's corridors. Everything looked familiar and strange at the same time. She had spent 8 months here, but it felt like a lifetime ago. The observation deck had floor-to-ceiling windows showing the stars. And standing there, looking out at space, were 3 people she would recognize anywhere. Oracle! Mina spun around and ran over, pulling Hana into a tight hug. I missed you so much. Missed you too, Hana said, holding her friend. Day walked over with his usual relaxed smile, though his eyes were older now. Look who finally showed up. Thought you might skip the party. Never, Hana said, hugging him too. Commander Jinho approached last. He wasn't smiling, but there was warmth in his expression. Good to see you, Hana. You look well. You too, sir. Just Jinho now, he said. We're not on a mission anymore. They stood together, the 4 survivors of Alpha Squad, and didn't need to say much. They understood each other perfectly. How have you been? Mina asked. Really? Struggling, Hana admitted. Almost got expelled from school. Had a breakdown in front of everyone? It's been rough. Same, Mina said. I can't sleep. Can't focus. Keep waiting for alarms that never come. I got into 3 fights at my university, Day said. Someone bumped into me, and I just reacted. Combat reflexes. They wanted to expel me too. Jinho nodded. I dropped out. Couldn't sit in lectures when part of me was still in space. I've been working with Colonel Bora on the new training program, so we're all messed up, Hana said. Completely, Mina agreed. They all laughed. It felt good. Broken together was better than broken alone. More veterans arrived. 50 teenagers had started the program. 13 survived. They gathered in the observation deck, sharing stories and catching up. Everyone had struggled. Everyone had wounds that didn't show. Colonel Bora called them to attention. In 1 hour, the Krell delegation will arrive. The ceremony will begin. But first, we're holding a memorial service for those who didn't make it home. They moved to a different room, smaller and more intimate. On the walls were photos of the 37 who had died. Hyan's face smiled from one photo, young and hopeful. Hana touched his picture gently. We gathered today to honor the fallen, a military chaplain said. These young people gave everything to protect humanity. They died far from home, far from their families, fighting an enemy most of the world didn't even know existed. One by one, names were read aloud. After each name, someone who knew them shared a memory. When they reached Hyan's song, Hana stepped forward. Hyan was the youngest of us, she said, her voice steady despite the tears. Only 16. He was quiet and shy, but brilliant. He saved us more times than I can count by hacking Krell systems. He died destroying a mothership to protect the civilian evacuation. He was scared, but he did it anyway. That's real courage. That's a real hero. She placed a small flower by his photo. Others did the same for their fallen friends. By the end, the wall was covered in flowers and tears. They will not be forgotten, the chaplain concluded. Their sacrifice will be remembered. After the memorial, they had time to prepare for the ceremony. Hana stood at the window, watching space. A ship appeared in the distance. Large and organic looking like a living thing. The Krell delegation. Nervous? Jinho asked, standing beside her. A little. You? More than a little. Last time I saw the Krell, I was shooting at them. Same. They watched the ship approach in silence. Finally, Jinho said, "You know what's strange? I respect them. We fought, we bled, but they were just protecting their territory too. Just like us. You think we can have peace?" Hannah asked. "I think we have to try." The ceremony room was grand, with flags from every nation on Earth. Diplomats and military officials filled the seats. The 13 surviving veterans stood together near the front. Media cameras recorded everything. When the Krell entered, the room fell silent. They were even more terrifying in person than Hannah remembered. Huge insect-like bodies covered in chitinous armor. Multiple legs clicking on the floor. Triangular heads with too many eyes. Some people gasped. Others looked away, but they moved slowly, deliberately. Not threatening, almost respectful. The Krell ambassador approached the podium. When it spoke, a translator device converted the clicking sounds into words. "Humans of Earth," the ambassador said. "We come in peace. We come with respect. We come because we underestimated you." The audience listened intently. "In Krell culture, we are collective. We think as one. We fight as one. When we encountered your species, we expected the same. We expected predictable patterns, logical responses. We were wrong." The ambassador's many eyes seemed to scan the room. Humans are chaos. Humans are individuals who somehow work together. Every human thinks differently, acts differently. You should have lost. Your technology was inferior. Your numbers were smaller. But you refused to accept defeat. A pause. Then the ambassador continued. "We studied your tactics. One group of young humans particularly interested us, led by Commander Jinho Park, including the one you call Oracle." Hannah's breath caught. They knew her call sign. "We watched thousands of hours of combat footage, trying to understand how Oracle predicted our movements. We found no pattern. No system, just intuition. Just a young human who refused to let her people die." The ambassador turned toward where the veterans stood. "We cannot defeat what will not accept defeat. So we offer peace. We offer respect. We offer partnership." The treaty signing happened quickly after that. Human leaders and Krell leaders put their marks on documents. Photos were taken. Speeches were given. It was official. The war was over. Afterward, the Krell ambassador approached Hannah directly. Everyone watched nervously. "Oracle," the ambassador said through the translator, "you caused us many problems. Sorry." Hannah said, not sure what else to say. "Do not apologize. You fought well. You protected your people. That is honorable." The ambassador held out something that looked like a crystalline scale. "This is a Krell honor mark, given to worthy opponents. Very few exist. You earned this." Hannah took it carefully. It was warm and seemed to pulse with light. "Thank you. I fought with good people. This belongs to all of us." "Yes," the ambassador agreed. "Humans are stronger together. That is what makes you dangerous and valuable." After the ceremony, there was a reception. Hannah stood with her squad, holding the honor mark. Media wanted interviews. Diplomats wanted to shake their hands. It was overwhelming. "Can we go outside?" Mina asked. "I mean, observation deck?" They slipped away from the crowd and returned to the quiet deck with the window view. Just the 4 of them, floating in space above Earth. "We did it," they said. "We actually did it. Saved the world. With help," Jinho added. "Lots of help. But we held the line," Hannah said. "When it mattered most." They stood together in silence, thinking about everything. The battles. The fear. The losses. The victory. What now? Mina asked. "What do we do with the rest of our lives?" "I'm going to finish university," they said. Try to be normal. Maybe become an engineer. I'm staying with the program, Jinho said. Training the next generation. Making sure they're better prepared than we were. I'm going back to flight school, Mina said. Civilian pilots. See the world from the air without getting shot at. They all looked at Hannah. I'm going to finish high school, she said. Then maybe university. But also help with the program. I want to make sure future soldiers get proper support when they come home. That's good, Jinho said. Really good. The shuttle ride back to Earth felt different. Lighter somehow. Hannah watched the planet grow larger, and this time she felt ready to return. When she got home, her parents were waiting. They hugged her for a long time. We watched the ceremony, her mother said. We saw everything. We're so proud. Did you see the Krell ambassador talking about me? Hannah asked. The whole world saw, her father said. You're famous now. I don't want to be famous, Hannah said. I just want things to be normal. Normal is overrated, her mother said with a smile. But we'll help you find your version of it,